Well, it has been 1 week since investigators say a 14-year-old boy walked into a school shooting and killing 4 people. That's Apalachee High School in Winder. He also sent 9 people to the hospital.
Right now, this is a new look at the growing memorial for the lives that were lost. Math teachers Christina Irimi and Richard Aspinwall, as well as students Christian Angulo and Mason Skirmahorn, both just 14 years old.
Well, today, the mother of that suspect, Colt Gray, she is sharing her message to the family of those victims. In a new letter, Marcy Gray writes, "To the parents and families, I want to say that I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. If I could take the place of Mason and Christian, I would, without a second thought. My heart breaks for the 2 teachers who gave their lives while in the service of teaching and protecting our children." She goes on to say that she will never forgive herself for what happened, adding that she doesn't believe her son is a monster. She ends this letter with, quote, "Please pray for him and the rest of our family as I am praying for all of you every moment of every day."
Well, today, questions still remain about any warnings the school may have received on Wednesday and the timing of the response from school officials and law enforcement.
That's right. 11 Alive's Grace King joining us now with a look at where we're starting here, Grace.
Right. We know that first period began at 8:15 that morning and let out around 9:38. We don't know what happened in that class or whether Colt Gray attended, but second period is when things took a turn. We spoke with students, parents, neighbors, and law enforcement to piece together the timeline of what followed.
At 9:45, second period began at Apalachee High, and 16-year-old Lila Sayerath noticed Colt Gray in her algebra class.
He was gone for a little while.
At 9:50, text messages and call logs shared with the Washington Post that a relative verified to 11 Alive show Colt's mother Marcy made a 10-minute call to the school warning them of an extreme emergency. Around 10, Lila says an administrator came to her classroom looking for Colt.
They said the wrong name. They said my friend's name because they have similar names.
At 10:22, the Barrow County Fire Department received alerts from the Centegex security system. That's when Lila's classmates saw Colt with a gun in the hallway.
Within minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, they come around the hallway.
And by 10:28, Barrow County Sheriff Judd Smith says Colt was in custody.
He complied with our orders. He got on the ground and he was taken into custody without incident.
And at that point, dozens of law enforcement officers were on scene, going classroom by classroom to confirm there were no other shooters involved.
Grace, thank you so much for putting that timeline together. When we look at this investigation, we know that obviously law enforcement got out there as quickly as possible, and then that investigation moved very quickly.
Right. Neighbors tell 11 Alive that law enforcement was at the Gray home around 11 that morning, less than an hour after shots were fired. And of course, by the next day, they had charged the dad, Colin, too.
All right, Grace King with us for that timeline there. Thank you so much. Now,